Tartaria, Australia. I don't know why I always say that since it's usually in the evening that we show.
And it's the
Good
afternoon now.
evening. I know.
Good
Good
day to you
evening,
all.
Tart. Good day. Good day, Tartaria, Australia. Oh my God, it's been 3 weeks. How is everyone?
Yes, we've been on an adventure out into the country, and yes, the first official Jolly Swag tour event, which was awesome.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
fucking smash hit. I'm
it was a
calling it a
smash
smash
hit.
hit, Cam. I
Yeah.
fucking loved every second of it. It was a big build up to this one. This wasn't like a normal live event. We had 2 fortnights of volunteer weeks at the farm preceding the event, and then another week before the event. So that was like 5 weeks in total of community members rocking up and just hanging out with us and building. And we slowly got
Building.
that stage done and the bathroom and the moot. Like it's been a work in progress, wasn't it? It was
Mhm.
a finely crafted masterpiece, Campbell.
Yes, yes, crafted by our amazing, yeah, audience members who came up and helped build it, which is good because we kind of just started, but we didn't know what we were doing, and then people had to come and help us. So the stage is level, there's a nice roof, there's a shower that works. Yeah, and it was awesome. What I
It
reckon,
was so good.
I think we had probably around, yeah, what, 130,
100
150 people.
yeah, about 150. And look, honestly, Campbell and I didn't know what to call this. What was the sellout point? We didn't know because we didn't know how to conceptualize how many caravans could fit on the property. Like, it was such an unknown. So we called it at that. But I reckon if we did it again, we could have got 250 onto the property. Now that once we saw it and all the work that went on the week before the event, to everyone who helped preceding the week before the event, we burnt and cut and mowed and slashed and pulled and dug every possible potential spiky fucking
Bush,
vine,
yeah.
pothole, wood you could stumble over, mate. That thing became a parkland that I've never seen before. I've literally never seen the farm look like that. It was pretty astounding. And wasn't it exciting, Cam, when all these months of detail and then slowly you start to see people filtering in and the property
Yeah.
filling up and
Tents
the
popping
car,
up.
the tents. Oh my God, it was so fucking cool, man. I loved it. I
Yeah.
loved it.
It was awesome. It was a good time. So yes, if you missed it, what are you doing? But we will
But
have
I mean, let's like
similar
you can't.
events in the future.
Let's get some more detail to your descriptions there, Cam, apart from a good time. Like, come on, let's get into some details. For example, how good was it to have like 4 days with everyone? Like the
Mm,
gift of time. If
yeah.
anything I could say about the success of this event was that we gifted ourselves so much time. Everyone rolled in Thursday, Friday, and then, into Thursday night, party night, where we lit the big tea bonfire, which didn't go out all weekend. And it was so big that everyone could get around it. And then all the little fires and they all going on, and then all the groups gathering around the campfires, all their little circles and their conversations, and you could kind of maneuver around, and you knew that you had days ahead of you, not just a one-off event where you had to like get everything out in like as quick as you could, but you had time to meander through your thoughts and
Mm,
linger on things and listen to another person, like actually listen and be present because you had time to hear both sides of the conversation. So for that,
mm.
time to me was the biggest value add of this sort of event. It was,
Yeah,
I mean, how
yeah.
cool was it?
That is the event though, isn't it, really? It's just getting people together. I mean, obviously we had amazing people. We had musicians there that played. We had people giving talks. So there was a lot going on. But people really just wanted to gather. They just wanted to hang out, sit around the fire and chat. And like everyone got on so well. There was and no problems of any kind. No one was left out. Everyone was brought into the group. Everyone
Yeah.
loved it. And the journeys. It was a journey
Oh,
for like we're out in the country. So even the people living close, it was a couple of hours. But we had people from Cairns, every state of Australia, Tasmania, South Australia, WA, driving in their buses and
Melbourne,
flying in.
Victoria, Adelaide,
Yep,
Sydney, Melbourne,
Queensland.
Rockhampton, Yeppoon,
Yep,
Darwin, Cairns. I don't know if anyone came from Perth, but definitely Western Australia. I mean, Tasmania, New
yep.
Zealand.
New Zealand,
Thailand.
yes, New Zealand, yeah, Thailand, yes. So it
I
was a big
mean,
gathering. Yeah, yeah, it'd be interesting to like get a graphic of everyone and their times leaving and all converging on the farm. But
it
yeah,
was
it
so
was
cool.
amazing. It was
It
so
was so
cool.
cool. Yeah, it was so cool. And everyone's of the same vibe and just rolling from one day to the next without any urgency, being able to, have a nap or go and meander around the fire or cook something on the campfire or go to work. The workshops were beautiful, especially on Sunday when sort of like all the excitement and partying was sort of like relaxing a bit and everyone started volunteering their workshops because the event was not one thing I will say that Cam and I realized is that we couldn't host the event and take care of everyone and make sure everyone was having the best time and do a live show. Like it just, we couldn't get the end. We were
And
exhausted.
we were, yeah,
It,
by the end we were, yeah. We talked to a lot of people.
we did.
While managing it all and making sure, fixing any issue, any problems, like the dunnies, filling up the dunnies with water, not anything else. Um, but yeah, I think, it was a great event. Everyone enjoyed it, and we even reclaimed the Big Mac and the quarter
Yes.
pounder. Yeah. So we
Yes.
had meals, everyone was having hamburgers and brekkie rolls and so
Yeah, the,
thanks to
the
the
girls in
cook,
the
the
kitchen
amazing
did
cooks.
fucking
Yeah,
amazing. Cara and Cass,
amazing.
well done, you guys. You
Yep.
did an amazing job feeding everyone every single night. And yes, we did. We reclaimed the Big Mac minus the human DNA and nanotech. And we were
Exactly.
very excited about that because I personally like Big Macs. And
Mm.
it's just a real shame that,
And it was
they're
big.
just off the list,
Wasn't this
have
little?
been
I
for
mean, I don't know how
decades.
big they are now, but I'm sure they're not as big as the ones we had.
And like it just to see everyone because the festival, when we do this again, it's not about seeing us speak. Like you can come to the live shows because with the live shows, Cam and I do put in weeks of energy into those sort of events and take them. We take everything we do very serious. We always like to present, we put in the effort because you're our esteemed guests and I for one am big on quality and making as much of an event as possible. So the live shows that we do, they're 7, 8 hours on stage, and they take a lot. But to do a fucking 5-day event, and make sure everything's running and everyone's happy and all that's going on, it became obvious to us that the energy one requires to hold their focus on the topics that we talk about for that long. It just wasn't a match. It
Mm.
wasn't a match.
Yeah, yeah.
Now we know.
Yeah, yeah. So if you're there, leave us feedback, leave comments. But only positive feedback. The only thing we got is because we had a few stages going, and so people couldn't see every talk. So we'll definitely stop that next time. We just have one stage. But apart from that, like it was just
Yeah.
all, and
Grand
especially
experiment,
you,
smash it.
you were showered in love for your birthday, which
I
happened
was so
there.
showered in love. Yes, next we would definitely do one on Campbell's birthday next year because
Yeah,
I did.
man.
I just got so much love and it was just so beautiful. I loved every second of it, and we had some special guests turn up. And but on the workshop, everyone just had something a little bit fantastic to share, and it was really
Mm.
wonderful to watch them just get on stage and talk and how interested everyone was. We made a cloud buster. We made
Yeah.
4 cloud busters with Cameron, and that was fantastic. And Cameron's coming to, I reckon we'll drag Cameron along to all the lives from here on in if it fits, because
Yeah,
he's just
well,
such a great public speaker and excellent topic.
yeah, yeah, and he knows his stuff, He's
Yep.
yes. So yeah, no, definitely. And he's actually coming up to Malini in a few weeks to do a little private, well, not private, but to do a course.
Yep.
So that'll be fun. Um,
So
and yeah, we just yeah. What else do we have?
he's
I
still in a
love the
blur.
music. It is. The
Yep.
music was really good. Lots of couples, couple
Yep.
musicians. Like I
Yep.
think we had three of them there that were just yeah, it
Yep.
was cool.
It's so cool.
Yeah, it was just yeah, a lot went on. I was trying to remember it all right.
I mean,
Um,
and to think what's so amazing, Cam, is it all came from within our community. Like it wasn't like
oh, that's what I was
we
going to say.
hired
Yeah,
anyone or
the
bought anyone
wares,
in.
the medicines and things that started coming
Yep.
out, all the natural made, homemade tinctures
Yep.
and stuff, and artworks and crafts, all
Yep.
came out and all got sold. All the kids were running around selling stuff. They did very well.
The
Young
kids,
entrepreneurs.
yeah, yeah, the kids cashed in, man.
Yeah,
And
man,
thank
they
you
did.
everyone who was there who supported the kids because it's very important. These kids they get dragged along to these volunteer weekends and it was part of our energy towards them to utilize it and be innovative and be have a little business and see how you go and they all did. And down we had a marshmallow count like guessing game. We had cookies being
Cookies.
hustled knocking on tents. We had chocolate orange puddings.
Yeah.
It was great to see. And the kid and you guys all supported them and they all sold out. And that was just like the best weekend of their entire lives, may I just say, the best weekend. And we had a kids camp, the kids built themselves. And I mean, really, a camp out. I think this was an historic event because we just one little show on YouTube and the gathering the amount of travel that people and the just spending time together it's such a unique
Hmm.
combination in these moments and it
Yeah.
just works so fucking amazing.
Yeah, and
I'm so
the
happy with it.
trust that people have in us, like, we're very grateful for that because we just like come out to the farm, it'll be awesome. Come and join us.
Come and
And then
join
like,
us.
everyone made a big effort. Some made huge efforts. I drove
Yeah.
for 3 days and stuff just to
Yeah.
get there. So it's,
Fuck yeah.
yes, thank you for everyone who attended it and made it awesome. It was cool. We had
It was so
Dale
cool.
Holmes dropped in,
Dale,
hung
and we
out
didn't
for
even
a
make him
bit.
speak.
No, yeah, first time ever, man. He was he was having fun. So.
We will get him on next
um,
week though, because I think we should have a follow-up conversation for sure.
Mm. Yes, and he has put a video out showing some of the footage, Dale Holmes on YouTube. Go check it out. But yeah, it was great. We had some talks on law and that kind of stuff. We had Tassa. Helen was telling us about the ATO and not to pay tax. So it was really good. It just came together really well because we didn't structure it too much. We had ideas, but we were like, let's let it flow. We didn't know what
Yep.
people wanted to do. We
Yep.
figured they'd probably just want to hang out more, but it all worked out really well. And
And
it
it
was all
was,
done by the people. Like it was
yep.
everyone who turned up, they were the ones putting on the talks and selling all the stuff.
Yep.
Like it was awesome.
That's why it's so fucking excellent. And I have to say, like, the on the last day when we packed down and all the volunteers were about to leave, in the evening we got a kick-ass thunderstorm. And I was like, fuck yeah, universe, like
Yeah, we had
excellent.
great weather, held off
And we
for
had
us.
great weather. It's such a risk.
And
And
then
then
when
the next day
yeah,
we had a gale.
gale force winds.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So, I mean, on all ways, of course, thank you to Asta and our energy workers because, that farm got like protected so bad. We had domes over it, columns over it. I mean, it was solid. Of
Mm.
course, we never go through the councils on any of that bullshit. We don't need them in to tell us that we, at 50 years old, require their assistance for our health and safety. So, we just like put up the energy work, opened the gates, got in the portaloos, and off we fucking went.
Off we went. Yes. So
I
yes, very
loved it.
successful. So yeah, I'll try and put
No,
some pictures of it for anyone who didn't go. But
no gurus, no experts, no fucking imported anything. Like it was just all the little bit fantastical nature of our community.
mm,
And I salute you all. Thank you for attending and trusting us. It was brilliant. I would say it was the same success as the first Melbourne Gib, that really raw energy. First time we're trying something, everyone
mm,
fucking went off. Like it was that energy. So
it was, yeah.
next time we do it,
Make
guys,
sure you're
come on.
there.
You gotta come. You're gonna
And
love
what
it. You're
else
gonna
did we
fucking love it.
do? What else did we do?
Oh, we launched the newspaper, Campbell. Yay.
Oh, disappeared. It's there. There it is. Oh my gosh. Green screens, don't we?
So this is so exciting, and we won't spend the whole show going on about it. But what we will tell you is that this week
It's
it will be
thick,
sent.
man. It's thick.
So it's thick, it's over 76 pages. And I've upped the font by one because, we're all getting older and we did like fucking need point 10 font anymore. And look, I think the way basically when we went in to get the printing done, we just changed it to the shittiest,
Well,
dodgiest
the
paper that they
cheapest.
could. Well, to me, the shittiest because I wanted the shittiest, and
Mm.
they're shitty.
But
It's
it's not
exactly
shitty
what I want.
paper. It's good. It's
It's
good
not. It's
quality. It's
great.
thick, but to them.
To
Because yeah, it
their
looked a little bit like a
glossy,
travel brochure when we got there. It was all
yeah,
glossy and
glossy BMW catalog. I fucking hated
yeah.
it. I wouldn't have sent it.
But yeah, we got it, and we yes, we realized that it was exactly the same cost to get it in color or black and white.
Oh
So
my God. So it's full color.
it's full color, full color.
And of course, I've gone with my favorite aesthetic, which is the cross between
Oh,
Mad Men, the 70s record covers and comic books. That vintage vibe of our childhood is what I went for. And I love that. And I look, you guys are going to fucking love it. So this week it's getting put in the mail to everyone who signed up. So also this week we're transitioning it from the website onto its own platform because we truly are standing behind this one. We think it's got huge legs. We're going to like get it out to everyone who's signed up for their first edition.
yeah,
Hopefully that translates to everyone subscribing. Then we will be going into production on the second one. As you see it with your own eyes, you will start to know how to craft it. You'll see what will work. And I think the right now it's a snapshot of your consciousness,
yeah,
like without any knowledge of what it was going to look like or how it was
mm,
going to vibe out. So what you
yeah,
sent, we didn't censor, we didn't even edit. What you sent
oh
is what
yeah,
is in there,
yeah,
right?
yeah, and completely created by our audience, a lot like the event, right? Like, so everything in there is you guys sending in your stuff. So there's going to be an edition every 2 months, bi-monthly. So
Look at that.
get your stuff ready. Get your submission for the next edition ready. We'll be launching the website, so we won't put a link down below today.
No.
But once it's all ready, we'll let you know, and then you can start your submissions for the second one. And the
Yes.
other thing is like you mentioned yesterday, this whole all this um, ID, internet online ID is coming in. So it is in the realm of possibility that we may get blocked out of YouTube. But the magazine is sent to your letterbox, right? So it's a way that we will always be able to stay in contact with you guys totally outside the internet. But we're obviously going to look into that as well, the whole internet thing. Obviously, we don't want it to happen, but we'll start uploading more on Rumble. I'll put a link for that below, and I think we're going to have to probably get a website sorted with our videos on it. But we'll let you know as we go forward what's going on with all
I
that.
mean,
Yeah, keep it in mind. So basically, subscribe to the newspaper, guys. Subscribe.
it's certainly going to happen, right? It's certainly a thing. We've got obviously in the UK, they're introducing what's called the Brit card, with exactly the same thing. And what's happened in Nepal, even though I am calling it a false flag, but what's happened in Nepal, whether I'm right or wrong, is that the kids, the teenagers who would be most affected by social media, they attempted to block social media and then they rampaged the city and then burnt down Parliament House. And now apparently the youth coalitions are in communication with the government, who has had the Prime Minister resign as a result. Which, look, Campbell, I watched it
Yeah,
with you yesterday, and
it's
I'm just
all very
like,
exciting and great, but yes, there was a few big question marks, and you, you know, it's unfortunate to talk about because it looks so good, right? But we know about regime change, right? They do it all the time. And if they're like, well, I think it's the army they're talking with, isn't it, to create a new government? So it's the army, right? They still own it, so it could just be a regime change, get some young people in because we've had lots of discussion, especially in the US, about the age of politicians. Are they doing something around that? Blah, blah, blah.
and the association with old men and pedophilia.
Yeah,
Like this could be a total Greta Thunberg move where
yeah,
they just replace the old pedophiles with the new kids from the same families who have the same agenda, who are
yeah.
Greta Thunbergs. All the Greta Thunbergs that come up, and then we've sort of like got this like same government, but just looking much more youthful and
Mm.
like in check with the reality, which will be
And
wrong.
this is what they do all the time, right? They monitor us, right? We know they're completely monitoring us. So they're monitoring the mood of the zeitgeist of the time, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And they're one step ahead. They're like, oh my
Yeah.
God, this isn't working. Okay, what can we do? Let's get kids in there. We'll get kids saying this is good and rah rah rah. Or the because it was called the Gen Z revolution, wasn't
Oh, that's
it? In
why that's the
Nepal.
first false
Yeah,
flag.
yeah. They had signs in English, all these, Nepalese, which, really, that doesn't make sense.
What a strange statement. What were they saying? Gen Z protest? Gen Z revolution? Like it
Gen
was just
Z,
the weirdest
yeah.
thing.
And it was, and the ones we saw, they were just clear, made and photocopied and handed out, right? They weren't like handmade signs or anything. And the army, we read up and what I think they got 40,000 strong. Their army and police is kind of one thing.
Yeah.
And apparently they all ran away when the protesters came in. They got scared
There,
and ran away. So it was,
there was no resistance.
yeah, you see the shots and there's no one, yeah, there's no one trying to stop any, like there's no
Burning down
enforcement
Parliament,
happening. Yeah,
burning down
they
Parliament,
burnt down the Parliament House
no
and they
resistance.
were
I don't
just
think
let
so.
to do it. Like, so it was like there was no guards,
Yep.
around. There were like,
Yep.
so a few question marks, and a lot's happened, right? We've got this stuff going on in the UK, in Indonesia, all the same kind of thing. It's starting to amp up in Australia. And then, of course, Charlie Kirk, um,
That
biggest
one's,
story in the world at the moment.
I'm
A
like,
lot of interesting videos coming out about that too, right? So, we had a lot of talks, didn't we? Like on the at the event about the 2D versus the 3D world, because we were out in the 3D world, right? We were in nature, we were talking to each other, face to face, and you could touch things. And that's life, right? But we tend to be living in this 2D world a lot, right? Which you're watching right now. And you can't trust much of it because they control it. So anything that gets blown up and pushed out as a major story, you've got to question it. Be that revolutions, be that Charlie Kirk, be that, whatever, right?
because it's all just visions on a screen.
Just
That is
visual.
it. That
Mm.
was the one thing
Visual
on my
cues.
birthday. It was
Mm.
perfect. We're surrounded by gum trees, the full fucking moon, the fires were on, there was 150 TA people there. Everyone was having the greatest time. Cindy had just spoken, Cindy Roberts, and it was just the highest vibe. And honestly, if none of us were on a device at all, we would never even know anything but perfection was unraveling around us.
I
Perfection.
hardly saw a phone all weekend, um, at all. We didn't get anywhere near the end. Well, really for 3 weeks. I sort of got 5 minutes as I had my coffee in the morning to try and see what was going on in the world, and that was literally
Yep.
it,
Yep.
if that. So it's just a different reality. Time moves differently. It's all, and when you're out there, the world's not falling apart. There's nothing happen.
It's the opposite.
It's the opposite. It's all good.
It's
So
all good, good, good.
yeah. So we get all the bad comes through the 2D world, right?
The visions, man. It's all
And that's
visions.
it's visions, right? And
Yeah.
it started on the tell lie to your vision, right? That everyone's still got in their room, most people. So yeah, you just with all this stuff that comes through the 2D world, just big massive lump of salt with that, right? Like you can't believe any of it really. It's all twisted to a narrative, except us, of course.
The
But
Charlie Kirk thing, Cam, did you remember that movie we watched? The last movie we watched, and it was like about this person had died, and it was some inane name, like Charlie Kirk had died, and it was just appeared on every billboard and every
oh
in the
yeah,
movie.
yeah, yeah,
That's
that
what it
Charlie or
reminds me
whatever.
of. And suddenly Charlie Kirk has died is on everything. It was very similar to this brand new
Yeah,
movie that had just
yeah, it's a
come
brand
out.
new movie. Yeah, what was
Yes,
Dave or something? Someone,
something like this.
someone's
Yeah.
life, Dave's life, or something like that. Yeah, yeah, interesting. And I mean, also the New York Times and the some other newspaper announced it a day before it happened.
And that wasn't there a book on
And a
Amazon,
book
like
on
within 30
Amazon.
minutes of him dying called The
No,
Death
no,
of
no. The day
Before?
before, the day
Yeah, I mean,
before it
fucking
actually
hell.
happened, it was
Yeah, I
released.
mean, exactly. I mean,
So
exactly. It's just, and then the whole ring change and the
being and
teach,
the
it's
words
so
on the
like,
shirt, it's the shooting
oh,
angle. It's all
dear.
very, it's a lot like the last time we saw an attempted can I even say that word, on the Orange Man. You know, it was very obviously staged, right? Like so, but this is what they do, and it's just put a big wedge, right, between the right and the left in America. It's just getting them more divided and more
Because, yes.
polarized because they're pushing, it's all part of an agenda,
And
which
it's,
is
sorry, go.
normally like what Nepal might be. It's like, oh, people are rioting, we need more laws to protect you. That's the way it always goes, right?
Yeah, I mean, and the way that our human minds work is that we are drawn to novelty.
Mm,
So where and they play on that all the fucking time. It's like the foundation of their whole work
mm,
is to create events that are novel to us, whether it be an assassination or a riot or a weather event or a virus. As long as it's novel enough, the whole world will give it attention. And all that ever comes out of that is more division,
yeah.
always and forever. And but we are intuitively like drawn to novel things,
Mm,
and so we will instantly, without much discrimination, give it our attention. And you can see how quickly that floods through. But then you've got to also see images of all of the huge, like 20-story high fucking buildings full of millions and millions of mobile phones on the wall, all plugged in to computers where they're all just spewing out the algorithms. Like
yep.
none of it is real. And we've seen that. We know that. We know it. We know it. I don't think anything happens organically on this realm. If it makes the news, I do not believe it's organic,
No,
basically.
no. It's just the narrative, the storyline, what they want us to believe. It's not what's real. And that's and we've known this. People were saying it to me when I was a child. Like remember the joke. How do you know when a politician's lying? His mouth's moving. And things like this. That was when I was little, and like the idiot box. Don't sit too
Yeah.
close. You'll get square. But all these years later, people still believe it. They don't realize there's a difference between I mean, there's no difference between the news and Baywatch. They're just both two produced shows.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no difference.
All owned by the Jews.
Yeah, it's true, and it's interesting that we're allowed to say that now, and we won't get the video taken down.
I know that has been a big shift in the last like fucking couple of months.
Yeah, pretty
Yep.
recent. It's going off.
Yep.
Like suddenly you're allowed to talk about them. Don't even have to call them small hats. You can say the
And
Jew.
I would say, Campbell, the reason is that you are allowed to talk about it now is because it's done. Because they're where they needed to get to and go has been done. Like, the whole immigration saga that's playing out to create more division, importing all these very angry, violent men
Yeah,
into any white country that is basically, I would say, are being paid by the governments, the Jewish governments, to basically do what they're doing, raping and causing destruction and burning down. They're being paid to be there, being paid, they're being accommodated, they're being given a wage,
yeah,
they've been hired. They
yeah.
are employees
It,
of the Jewish
total.
agenda.
And it's a takeover. You can find lots of videos of Muslims in many different countries saying that they're there to take over, and they're having 10 children to our one, and so ha ha, it doesn't matter because in a generation we will own the place. And in England, there's now more Islamic like senators, is it? Or
Yep. And
mayors and
mayors,
mayors
mayors,
than
councillors,
English, and they've just
politicians.
appointed the head of MI6, and I'm not sure what the other title is, but basically immigration and border control. That's now an Islamist or a Muslim, right?
Insane.
So it's crazy, but
Discrediting.
it's moving, the populations around, which they've done before, which we know, but it's also to create division, right, and to burn. This is what they do, right? This is how they recreate things. They raise the old civilization to the ground, right?
So
Um,
I mean, I guess in this situation, like it's unfolding, like it's happening. I mean, obviously it's happening, and we're getting lots of visions of it happening because that's what they want us to see. They want to see it happening. They
mm,
also want to invoke both sides of how the responses go, aka Nepal. Um, Greta Thunberging, and then you've got like Britain, who is now approaching it very violently, and you've got like all the raping going on, and like there's everything is set up perfectly for a massive engineered spiritual war, essentially. But really, it's a war. It's the same war that played out in World War One, World War
mm,
Two. The Bolshevik, it's all the same people behind the same tactics, behind the same war. Like nothing's changed. No one's different. And,
no,
The Allies were the perpetrators, and they remain that today because it is still a Jewish government across the realm.
Mm.
That's what I think.
Yeah, yeah, that's always the same script, always the same playbook, right? They just keep repeating it, and we keep falling for it, guys. So, I mean, it's a tough one, right? Because, they're definitely being, they're setting violence out there and the whole, raping stuff and everything, right? It's not good. And at some point, we've got to, what do we do? Do we fight back? Do we stand up for ourselves? How do we do that? Because this is kind of the problem, right? Is if we start attacking each other as far as other humans, even if they're, bad, then that's what they want. So let me know your thoughts on that one. Like, what is the way
I have a
forward here?
solution. I
I
have a
mean, I think
solution.
non-compliance is the best solution, but the problem with that is we need the numbers, which we don't seem to have at the moment.
Mm.
I don't
I
know. I think
think
we're getting close.
my advice, if you find yourself in a situation where you are living in these areas that they're like targeting, I would simply reassess your situation. I would simply decide what is true for your future, where you want to be living and what sort of community you want to be living in, and fucking make it happen. Like it's not time to sit there whinging about it and
No.
being upset. We know the agenda. We know that they run all of the things that people depend on as reality, as life, as their, point of reference for, their experience of reality.
Mm,
So in that case, be sovereign, like, and make a decision based on what it is you want out of your life. And if you don't want to be in the middle, in an epicenter of this unfolding, then get out of there. And, you will find your people, you will find a
mm.
different place. Like, I am not ever going to be living in a city pretty much ever again.
I
It's just
know.
never going to happen. I'm not attracted to it. I don't like anything about it. It's not on my wavelength at all. I will definitely find myself in nature always 100%. And in nature, I find my people. And they are not the ones that are on mobile devices or giving a shit. They're the ones that are like taking care of their future, their legacy, their custodianship. And that's our people. And we're everywhere. We are everywhere. We are all over nature, all over the world. There's not one place that you can sit there and tell me that you have an impossible reality around you to find your place for the next 10 years. So
Mm.
to me, this is giving you the opportunity to like actually be sovereign and not be a victim or a tyrant and skip through all of that and lead on your imagination and what is valuable to you. And then fucking take this time right now while you've got this opportunity to make those choices to fucking make them.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, no, I agree, right? It's definitely, what they say, raise your frequency, but it is like it's raising the way you see, your awareness, I guess. To see it's all victim tyrant, right? It's all the bully system, right? Bully and the victim. That's all it is, and that's all it's ever been. And we get caught in that, right? And we're running around, we're going, I'm the victim, and then we're pointing, oh, that's the person to blame. It doesn't change anything, and it never has. The way is to step aside because the more people do that is like the real way to get rid of the system is to starve it, right? It relies on us. So it's not like walking around and saying, stop doing this. And but we've got to take our resources away and not rely on it is the big thing. And burning down parliaments or, if we got the gallows out and all this stuff and got rid of them all, they're just the front men. This is the problem. We don't know where the orchestrators and the big, big wigs really are. We never
no,
see or hear of them.
no.
Like,
And plus, all the way through, history, non-history, whatever fucking history you want to believe in, there's always the revolution. And the parliaments always get smashed and the royal
yeah.
families always get killed and then they pop up again, more Jewish than ever. And, I'm telling you, like, it's not your job to counteract it. Just
No.
step aside because Campbell's right. They're like, where your attention flows is where your energy goes. So
Hmm.
give your attention to what you want to be doing with all of this murk and mire that's around you, all of this system collapse and system tightening. Where do you want to position yourself? Because, when you're out in nature, out in the bush, when you've gone past the city hubs, you basically get a lot more freedom, a lot more ability to basically like not comply to anything that they're asking because you're no longer in their realm of like
Hmm.
care almost.
Yeah. And there's stuff, Cameron was showing us his cell tower busters that he was
Yeah, they were
gifting.
fun.
So you can actually make these little orgonite things that disrupt the frequencies, and you just put them in your car, and as you drive around, you gift them to the cell towers,
Yeah,
right?
you just chuck
Basically,
them at
just chuck
them.
them out the window at them.
Yeah, I mean, that's fun.
I mean, these are
See,
the things. So that there's fun solutions to what we.
yeah,
The main thing is, yeah, to stop relying on the system, rely on it less and less. How do you do that?
yeah, yeah.
That's the way to move forward.
You want to get your situation to a point vibrationally where the problems coming to you are fun to solve. They're
Mm,
not coming to you because they're disasters and taking up all your energy and all your emotions to solve them because it's like do or die. Like
mm,
you're wanting to find solutions that are problems that are fun to solve, you know? Like right now, you're in a situation to have some fun problems to solve. Like, okay, this is all unfolding. So, like, what would I love? Where would I like to go? And like, if I was ever going to make a move, now is good. So, what fun thing can I, you know? And I think everyone who came to the Jolly Swag Tour, I know how testimony to so many older single women who drove up in their vans or cars, first long, long trip of their lives, so many of them, and they fucking did it. And it was the outcome was fun, and the problem was fun for them to solve. How they're going to get from their homes to the Jolly Swag Tour. It was a fun problem to solve. They're the sort of problems we want to be engaging in. And the solutions that we come up will be way more embedded in the imagination than trying to solve something that is a do and die situation. So for me, I would highly recommend that anyone who's being affected by anything that the agenda is throwing at them from those levels, fucking change your reality, like change your
mm.
environment, change your circumstances. Definitely.
Yeah, man. Be prepared, not scared. Like all this stuff. Like don't. It's a show, and you've got to see it like that. We can't. We've got to get out of this sort of looking at something, going, "Oh my God, isn't that terrible?" Or, "Oh my
And you
God,
know what?
look at that politician. They're saving us." Like, no, it doesn't work.
And you know, at the end of the day, like the one thing that I love about the newspaper concept is
Yes.
A, we're offline. That's amazing. B, you guys get to contribute all of your fun solutions, you know, all of your fun innovations and inventions. Like you all have something fantastic inside of you, hard-earned wisdom, may I just add, from our hard-earned journey through this deprogramming, if you like. From that deprogramming, we've all accumulated passions and interests that are natural to the person we're meant to be in this new space going through this. Whatever you've like picked up on as a massive curiosity, like for example, the orgonite or the understanding how electricity works, all the medicines, all the healings, or any of that, you know, you've all sort of engaged in things that are natural to who you are as a person. And one little cute little piece of advice I saw from a TikTok video who from this girl, she was only 24, she was very young, and she was just talking about how she wanted to figure out, you know, what she was doing with her life. And the piece of advice she gave, I'm sharing today. Sorry, I don't know her name. Is that the very thing that is the easiest thing for you to do, the easiest thing, the most natural thing for you to do personally is the thing that you value the least. You always value the least, the thing that you are naturally good at. But if you just saw and looked for the things you were naturally good at, that would give you your natural pathway through this. In her case, it was babysitting. She's just naturally good at babysitting. So she would like make little videos about her babysitting stories and tips of babysitting. And, you know, has since published two books on the topic because she just surrendered to the very thing that she was just naturally good at. So I'm just offering those words of advice for anyone who needed to hear that. It's
Mm.
yeah, it's a
Yeah,
thing.
we've all got it. We've all got a gift. We've all got something we're good at. But then this is society, right? They want us to work on what we're not naturally good at. Put
Yeah,
our,
since
all our
school,
energy
right?
there. School, yeah, right. But yeah, I mean, you don't need to know everything. You just need to do one thing well to be successful in life, really. And that's the way that it's always been, right? People used to have trades and stuff. They were good at one thing. Now we've got all this bloody decompartmentalization. But yeah, it's time. It's time, right? That's a good way to start moving away from the system, right? Start a side hustle. What are you good at? And you know, see what happens.
See what happens. I mean, if nothing more, this time in our communities' lives is about it's serving us on the level that we have naturally started to like take a whole lot of information on. And then over 5 years, in most people cases, you're going to end up being curious about a few of those, a few of those pathways. And that's already telling you what is something that you're naturally going to move towards in your new career or your new offering or gift or service will be in alignment with where your mind has gone in the last 5 years.
Mm,
And I think pretty much I would
mm,
say this whole community is in agreement with this type of life. One thing in the newspaper was there's three different people who submitted entire beautiful plans for community living. And that shows you straight up that there's a consensus within our community on a lot of topics. And there's a lot of innovations that basically are powering you through safely and easily because all of the solutions are things you can make or can get from your garden, for example. They're all in your backyard.
mm.
And like that's amazing, right? They're all solutions out of the system, completely sovereign things. And I think honestly, I think 2026 is going to be fucking excellent for our community. I really feel that everyone in our community is going to have a really good year. I'm feeling
Mm.
that positive charge starting to increase, Campbell. I'm feeling it in my bones. I'm feeling it in my vibe.
Yeah,
Something is shifting
yeah,
into the positively charged individuals. The service
mm,
to other individuals are
yeah,
starting to be enhanced, supported, energized, regenerated, excited again, and taking risks. And they're courageous and bold. And yeah, I feel nothing but positive outcomes for 2026, which is in total contrast. If you turn on your socials for 1 minute, it's going to be the complete and opposite story, of course.
yeah. The manufactured, cataclysm, apocalypse, whatever you want to call it, the end of the world is coming. No, it's all crap. Like the other thing, the exact opposite is happening,
Yeah.
as we know, everything. They tell us the exact opposite. Um, so yeah, make sure, yes, you get onto the newspaper too, because there's heaps of ads in there, right? Like not ads, but people, with services starting to do this now. This is what I'm good at. So they're using this as a vehicle. And we saw that again on the weekend. Like so many people had so many skills,
Mm,
but it was their side hustle or their hobby.
mm,
Like I think it's time that that becomes what you do, what you
mhm.
are. You don't want a job or, but become the healer, become the potion maker, become the free energy man, the orgon dude, whatever it is, right?
The
The dance
mushroom
instructor,
collector.
the mushroom collector, the masseuse, the
The
whatever it is,
shiatsu
the
practitioner.
shiatsu practitioner.
Call out to tab
Yes.
there.
Yep, yep, yep.
The
I've
speakers,
got
the
one of those.
speakers, the, you
This,
know,
yeah, yep, yeah. Well, Ria's just done a what are they called? PhD
hmm
um on talking to rivers.
hmm
All right. So if you think that your idea is undoable and way too out there, she went through the system and has a PhD on literally listening to rivers and writing songs of what she hears.
which is absolutely 1000% outside of the academic
Oh,
model.
so
It's
outside.
precedent
Yeah,
setting,
yeah.
you know? There
It's
is so
crazy.
many that I'm excited for all of us. And I think one thing I'd like to say about our community at the moment, and is that it's interesting with the event like the Jolly Swag, because obviously we both make a lot of effort to because we've got the time to listen to every story, every conversation, to really be present with everyone. And for Cam and I, that means like 5 conversations coming at us every footstep, sort of thing. And it's just been, you know, like we're tied today after 3 weeks, but for the time that we were engaged with that, it was such a privilege to hear everyone's conversations around us. And one thing I'd like to just point out was about it's time definitely for the truth community to actually stop and take note of their polarization. Because within the truth community, the way that because all the information's flooded through the socials and the visions, they're all flooded through the visions. So we know that there's a divisive agenda behind everything, even though for us it served us in our deprogramming and getting through the ignorance of what the agenda is and getting very clear about what's going on. It's also forced us to polarize. And when I say polarized, I'm talking about like when we call people who say don't believe the earth is flat, we call like it's a common term,
Globetard. Mm.
globe-tard,
Yeah.
right? And or sheep or
NPC.
NCPs,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
NPCs, NCPs.
NPC. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the
Um,
position
or
of
what are some
we're
of the others?
better.
There's a
Oh, sorry, got a little bit of lag going on.
yeah.
Yeah, all
No,
these
that's
things are
right.
like I'm better than you. Really, when you get down to it, that person's an NPC, and that statement is saying I'm better than them
Yeah.
because I'm awake. I'm awake. I mean, I spent, a couple of years telling people they're not. You're not awake. If you're awake, you'd be like floating down the hall in the lotus position, right? We're gaining awareness for sure. We're growing, but no one's awake. No one knows. And all these, people, and it happens again a lot in the flat earth, these, debates. What's a debate? A debate is one person trying to convince the other person that they're right and the other person doing the same to them. It's we need
Mm-hmm,
conversation, man. Everyone's
mm-hmm,
a part, Peter, a
mm-hmm,
piece of the
mm-hmm,
puzzle. Yeah,
mm-hmm,
we've just noticed a
mm-hmm,
lot of division in the truth community, if you want to call it that.
mm-hmm,
And it's division.
mm-hmm.
It's just divisive. So don't buy into it. Don't do it. Walk away.
And you know, the worst, yeah, I mean, the worst thing from it energetically and vibrationally is that when you polarize, even, and it's an irony with the truth community because like, you work out the deception. So that's a win, right? You get through the deception at least enough for your mind to be expanded so that you could look at both sides from a different perspective. So you expand, right? But then as soon as you make a decision and start rejecting the opposite, the other, the round earth, your expansion starts to funnel back down into contraction. And like so, and I have always believed that the biggest block for humanity to get to this vibrational shift is prejudice. I 100% believe that because with prejudice, which is polarization, we have gone into contraction again versus expansion. And like we see it play out with the transgender
Yeah.
topic.
Yeah.
This is a big one because it's been so unbelievably polarized. We know there's an agenda. We know that it's violence, that it's violently against children. We know that it's deliberate and specific, and that the entire Jewish agenda is backing it up. It's from them. They've invented it, they've innovated. We know all of that. And so it's so easy for the truth community to just like dismiss it as something that is like wrong, bad, or corrupted in some way, But on the same level, we've been around for a long fucking time. You have moved in between male and female vehicles for a long fucking time. You literally have been male souls in female bodies and female souls in male bodies. Like, this is not a new thing. That's part of our evolution. Obviously, you're not going to be born as most likely, not that we know this for certain, you're born maybe in this 3D realm with skewed to a masculine or feminine soul. No one can prove that right now. I can't prove that. That's just what I would say is what feels about right to me. And in all those lifetimes, as we are experiencing this band of reality, this 3D realm of vibration, in all those lifetimes, you have had the choice to swap vehicles. Why would you do that? Because, of course, if you are a male soul in a female vehicle, you're evolving your understanding of the other. The other's always your fucking mirror. And you get to evolve it. You get to understand it more deep. You build your wisdom. So we can reject the agenda, but it's polarizing to reject transgenderism. What is the correct, I would say, truth for all groups is that everyone is rejecting violence against children.
Mm.
That's the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I mean, and we all know that it's an agenda, right? So really all these people, that we see all that have fallen for it, they're the victims. So it's we shouldn't be, yeah, putting them down and calling them names and all that. They're victims. That they're like a lot of other people. They
All
just
of
don't
us,
see it. Like, yeah, and we're all victims to some point, right?
all of us.
Yeah,
Yes. That's this realm. It's victim tyrant.
exactly. Which is why we've got to get out of that. Ultimately, and really that's getting out of the system. It's getting out of the information bubble that is the system, because it's all different once you get out. You don't have to pay it any attention, or wealth, right? Like starve it, get out. And this is why there's so much opportunity right now, because the system is collapsing. But we need new everything. We need new entertainment businesses. We need new food. We need new medicine. Everything that we've relied on the system for, we need to rebuild and replace, like in the way we want it. So there's so much opportunity, man. So much.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, just take note. I would have been very interested if, obviously, a caravan full of transgendered youth turned up to the event on the weekend, how the community would have responded. And I hoped to think that the community would have opened their arms with all the love and support without getting caught up in the politics of a fucking agenda that was not organic to us and limit their understanding of what we've been in our long view of our lifetimes. You
Mm.
know, I just wanted to make that point because it's becoming increasingly obvious to me. It's the murk and mire of the truth community
Yeah.
that is feels messy and murky and yucky. And I know that a lot of people reject it because of that. It just feels constantly polarized, constantly divisive, and that's where religion fits in perfectly into this realm vibrationally, because it is a model based on victim tyrant. It's a victim tyrant movement, organization. It's always been that way. And it's why it's so specifically always in this level of the frequency band. Religion. It's such a unique thing. Like that doesn't exist anywhere else. That can only exist in a victim tyrant mainframe
Mm.
is religion. But does that mean that I have some issue with my Christian friends? No, because so many of my best friends have become born again Christians. And that's completely their choice to experience that and do it. I have my opinion of it, but does it change 1 ounce of love? I have these, not 1 ounce of fucking love. I love them big with all my heart, the way I always have. So
Mm.
like, whereas like you listen to these Christian movements on anywhere you listen to these, like they're so limited now. They're so polarizing everyone back to these very small ideas of what is good, bad, moral, right, wrong. It's
Mm.
all polarized and it's
Yeah.
all de-evolving.
Totally. And yeah, I mean, we've been on about the Bible a lot. It's the word of man, and it's been highly, highly, highly edited, translated, blah, 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 books taken out. Like, so it's not the word of God. It's just not.
Of course
So,
not.
but it's a complete control system. But um, it's like you've got to ask for permission, right? It's like it's a system thing. You just look at it. You have to go there and learn the stuff and blah 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 and listen to the priest, teacher at the front of the class, not question it, believe it all as truth. It's the same system, guys, as school. So just in case you're on the fence, um, yes, that's not the way out. That's victim tyrant, right? Be good to me, worship me, or you burn in hell,
Mm.
right? So
So the engineered omens of the Bible. So the Bible's an interesting one again, because as we look at this sovereignty journey, we were honored to have the Tassa crew turn up and do a talk. We're honored to have Cindy Roberts turn up and do a talk, both doing talks on sovereignty and what's unfolding around freedom for man, woman of the land, and both in the same like essential movement of freedom forward, but
mm, both going towards
having
the same goal, but having
yes.
taking different paths to get there.
Yeah, and each one is like, I mean, I think for me it's interesting because like I think that the indigenous movement towards sovereignty and freedom for all is 100% happening and evolving and adding to this broader picture. And I think the journey with sovereignty law, as in the unfolding through our legal system into understanding how to operate as a free man and woman, and the journey that has to go on, is also profoundly evolving and adding to this broader
Mm,
position of us being free. It's all going towards freedom for man, woman. An amazing beginning point for our journey next year in 2026 as we actually tackle this ourselves in person on this podcast and go through the whole thing and do it live with you guys. Um, But I think, Cam, I've thought about it now. I've thought about it, and I really truly believe that for Tartaria Australia and our community, our way through it is based on the imagination. It's based on the imagination, the joy of imagination, and the heart of imagination, where all fits into one movement forward, and to stay out of like conflict or feeling like you have something that is more truer or more true of a past way than another. Like the ultimate truth is that everyone's bringing a bit of something. And for our community, at least from my perspective, we got to do it with a shitload of imagination and
Mm.
color and creativity.
Yeah. And, again, everyone's a piece of the puzzle. We all have to work together. Like, there's no, I have the answer. If any of these organizations had the answers, that they'd be, completely free. They'd be able to tell the cops bugger off and nothing would happen. They'd, they'd never get pulled up. No one's at that point yet. So we're still working on it, and this is a community effort. So we're going to be talking
Yeah,
to people from,
everyone.
across the board, as many as we can, because everyone's got some good stuff.
Yeah.
And that's why we all need to work together to get to a common cause. But everyone who's going for the same end, should be supporting each other. You don't have to believe everything, in everything they're doing. You don't have to do everything they're doing, but they're in the same race, right? They're in the same game. Well, not race, but they're in the same creation of trying to create this
Mm,
new way that we can, walk across the land. And
mm,
so we
mm.
should all be joined, right?
And I mean, once again, you just got to work from a vibrational standpoint. Like once again, where do you go after you've like ceased to be the victim and ceased to be the tyrant, Like you go into the heart. And what's in the heart? It's your fucking innocence and nonsense and imagination. Like they are your intuitive faculties. And yes, as a community, everyone is adding something wonderful.
Mm.
But at the end of the day, this journey, this level of the game, this part of the game is individualized. This part of the
Yeah,
game is like,
100%.
has to be something you personally choose to experience. Because for like right now, everyone who's participating in the sovereign movement are doing it as leading edge. They're the leading edge ones. They're the ones that are getting out there and putting themselves in situations to test this out, to trial it out, and to report back on what worked, what didn't work, and what they could have improved on. And that is leading edge. So everyone who's engaged in it now, it's basically forging ahead the movement for many. And all of you out there to be honored for that, because that is becoming something that is so going to be a big part of your future abundance, so to say.
Mm.
Because I think they're going to like sovereign beings who offer the service to help others through that journey are going to be in a beautiful high high abundant situation.
Mm.
Which is just a high frequency, which is just self-love, which is just moving out of victim and tyrant. I love that. Freedom movement on this level will become very resourced, I'm sure.
Yeah,
But for
yeah.
me,
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, I was just thinking like abundance or the lack of it, it's victim tyrant. Like
yeah,
we literally even live in this world where, you throw a seed and like food grows, you
yeah,
know? We've got water everywhere, right? 70% they tell us and all this stuff, but we think that we can not, that there is a th such a thing as non-abundance. That's being the victim, right? So I think and it comes back to frequency. Once we get out of this thinking like, oh my God, I'm the victim, or I can point at them and blame them. Once we get above that, all there is abundance, right? So that's another reason
yeah.
to do it, like,
Yeah, I did that. I would assess to that because every single group that we've spoken to at the end of the sovereignty journey to freedom, to your freedom, is abundance. Like there's like literally it's there. So the thing, I mean, obviously I really don't like that the sovereignty movement through the moving through that more law side of things, LAW. ends up back at the Bible. I don't want to end up at the Bible. It feels like it's still ensnarled in the trap. And what I do love about the Indigenous path is that it ends up on country. It ends up in nature. And I love that. So they're two interesting play outs around that. And I've
Mm.
also loved listening to a beautiful woman, Joanna, who we're working with the movement to the private. Her speech is so
Language, yeah.
elegant and so unified because she's a beautiful living example of having torn the words apart. And that's one of the things that I think is most exciting part. It's like the
Spelling.
process, yeah, of despelling, of splitting all the words in half and tearing the language in half and getting it back to its true meaning and true word. And when you've got your head around that, so I'm hoping that you guys over the next year watch a step up in how Campbell and I communicate. You should see a shift in our ability to express and our narration of what's going on as we break these words apart and really start to integrate the dispelling in a way that is so and at the end of all of that, Campbell, it's so unified. That's what I love about it
Mm.
is the unification. So any like conflict or contradiction between any of the groups within the sovereignty movement are all going to fall away pretty quickly because at the end of all of it is the unification and it all comes through language and fuck yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's yeah. We'll definitely be getting our de-spelling glasses on and just redefining. And this is the thing, like the way that we talk generally with English, it's very non-specific. How you going? Oh, okay. What do you want? Oh, money. Like, I think the more specific our language is, the better we're going to be at
Mm,
spelling, at actually commanding what we want.
mm.
And
Oh,
I think that's just going to help
mm.
manifestation, right? And like creating what we want to, because
Yes.
it's so much more specific. It's pointed in like
Yeah.
the, right? So, and you need to have control of it and know what you're saying. And we don't really do that, right? We've been taught, trade English,
Mm.
not real English.
That's a good point. It's true. Like, and it's so in alignment with this flip to the positive charge because with our language right now, it's clumsy and it's inverted and it means different things and it's weak. It's weak. We
That's
speak
weak.
weakly, especially here in Australia. Especially here in Australia, we have a bogan vocabulary, and that's just the reality of it. That's why people love us and don't take us seriously. And yet, some of the most profound innovations that have like regenerated this world have come from Australia, continue to come from Australia, and would align with, the heart being here in Australia. But what I wanted to say on that topic was that beautiful shift in narration because we've been so weakened with our words, so weakened with our words. We are commanding our gods in a really confusing, chaotic, mixed up way, which is getting us these mixed up, crazy, chaotic realities around us because
Mm.
we don't know how to actually really make a true command. We're lazy in our speech and we're lazy with using the words in a way that are exactly and to the point, specifically, exactly, undeniably, exactly what it is we're trying to express.
Yeah.
And that would give that shift in us to get our heads around that. Well, not only elegant, it's going to make our community graceful and
Mm.
elegant in anyone's presence. Wherever you go, your language will bring to you a step up in frequency because, and also alongside that, your ability to command your reality and speak with command as God to your God as God is going to it's just going to
Mm. Yeah, yeah. It's just
imagine that.
so much more specific, right? And yeah, it
That could be the
really,
change, Campbell.
I think that's a big part of it, right?
A
It really
big
is.
part of it.
It is because, it's like you said, when our dreams and goals are not specific and they're like, that's what we get. That's
Yeah.
something not specific. And the other thing is that we've been taught, in Western worlds, again, victim tyrant is that we shouldn't ask. If we ask for
Yeah.
everything we want, then suddenly we're the tyrant, right? which is not
Yeah.
true. It just means that you're more aware and of the truth that all there is abundance.
Yeah.
That's all it is. So whatever it is, if you find yourself going, oh, well, do I really deserve that? Or what will other people think of me or whatever? Just understand that's a program and kick it in the butt and go for whatever you want. And
Yeah.
really, as Kelly would say, the loftier, the better. The sillier, the more out there, the more
Mm,
non-system it is, the better, right? Because that's what we need,
mm.
non-system.
Mm. You definitely want to try to go lofty. Lofty means you haven't added prejudice to it, essentially. You haven't judged it as good or bad. You haven't got baggage associated with it. It's lofty. You
Mm.
have no real opinion on the matter. It's not burdened by your previous putting it in the pit or holding it on the pedestal. It's not burdened
Mm.
by that. It's lofty. Great way to
Well,
manifest.
uh, like, for everyone watching, have you ever had a goal or a dream that is unattached from the system, that is not solving a problem, as
Hmm.
again you would say, right? Because really, you ask people, and it's all about money and houses and cars and it's all based around the system. So have you got any dreams that are outside? I'm sure we all have. We just need to access them, right? Because that's still building the system. If and because we're again, it's because we're relying on it. We don't see any options. Oh, but I have to have a house, a house, as everyone else. We should be having homes, right? And that can be whatever you bloody well want it to be, and that's what it should be. And obviously money, I mean, there's better ways, right? So I think, our goals and dreams have to, be fun solutions, right? Not solving problems.
And like even if wouldn't it be? I see. This is where the
Was
imaginations
that an
play into it.
oxymoron? Fun solutions, not solving problems. Fun
No,
and lofty, not problem
no.
solving.
An oxymoron would be a problematic solution.
A problematic. Well, a good one that we've heard recently is sovereign citizen.
Yep, sovereign citizen. That's an oxymoron. Definitely,
Yeah,
it's like social distancing.
social distancing,
Our world loves oxymorons. We live
telecasting.
in an oxymoron. We are an
It
oxymoron.
confuses our brains, right? It's a big part of the spelling.
So, I mean, like, here's a cool thought, and this is where the imagination is definitely where we will be putting all of our time. Is that imagine if actually all of this like lack of freedom, all of this like bound to this enslaved system that we all appear to be, you know, imagine if it's all being held up simply by words, by language. And 2,000 to 5,000 TA members went on the journey with us over the next year, not to do anything, not to like send back their passports and their birth certificates. I mean, of course, do that if you're inspired to. We're going to do it. We're going to see what happens. I'm excited to see what happens. But imagine if it's just a shifted fucking language. So suddenly fucking 2,000 gods are commanding their realities using correct words, meaning making big spells. Like, as in, 5,000 of us actually speaking correctly and understanding. And like, because I've always imagined that when you speak out this language, this is how you're participating in reality forward. You add a vision that they're giving you, and plus you're using vocabulary that they've given you. And those two things combined create the nature of our existence here on this realm. But if we have suddenly relearnt our true language as God created beings, fuck man. I mean, maybe that is the pathway to this ultimate freedom. I mean, even just being able to speak that way as a general rule to everyone in your life, including all the authoritative figures, like that's going to change the game. Maybe all the conflict and stress of how to negotiate this will be eradicated. I don't know. But for me, one of the biggest parts of this is the language. And I think it's going to have a big effect on how our realities, will be in alignment with the positive fucking charge
Mm,
running through you as God created beings
mm.
while you start to command true spells about your reality. That's a powerful combination. You
Yeah,
know,
and,
that's,
and and with that, the fact that you understand and know that you're a man or woman and no one has control or the right to make you do
yeah.
anything,
Yep.
standing in your power, and then you're commanding with the right language. I mean, I've said it a million times, right? There's a very good reason why the first thing they teach us at school is spelling.
Mm.
And we've all heard that reality is spoken into form. There's many philosophies, thought forms that say that, right? That we are speaking reality into existence. So I mean that very well could be it. I talk about the overlay and the spell. They've been casting spells, right? And we just don't know how to cast them back. So yeah, like I think that's a big one. I think if we change what we're putting out, in the way that we are, our energy, in the way that we speak, and in the way of our visions, that we're not relying to solve a problem in the system and to
Mm-hmm.
integrate into them, or then that's
Yep.
that's the trifecta, right? That's a winning
Yes.
combination.
Do you know when I have a story about this? This is one of my first truly stressful memories ever. I would put it down to maybe my second most stressful memory. I was I was like in week 3 or 4 of year one, right at school, and they were teaching us spelling, and I could not get my fucking head around I'm. I could
Um,
not remember it. I couldn't spell it. I couldn't work. It would not go into my brain. Every single night, the teacher would write in big black marker, I'm on my hand. And I would just stare at this I'm. And for some fucking reason, how old are you when you won? Six,
yeah,
seven?
6, 7, yeah.
My little brain just rejected the word I'm. It wouldn't land. It was so stressful for me because it got to the point where the teacher was beside herself and I was distressed and my parents didn't understand why I couldn't remember it. I couldn't remember, and it made me feel really stupid and dumb. But that was my first experience of my God mind rejecting a spell. I mean, what
That's
a difference by saying I am
exactly. I was
to
just thinking,
I'm.
good one to reject, right? And this is part of how we don't speak properly. I'm.
I'm.
Like, what does
What
that
is that?
mean? Yeah, it's completely different to
Mm-hmm.
I am. It even feels
Mm-hmm.
different when you say it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
I am
Yep.
is a powerful spell,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
I'm is like wishy-washy
Mm-hmm.
language, right? What does it mean?
Yep.
It means that we're lazy and we're not because I mean, we're taking out one letter. We're so lazy we can't just say the A. It's fucking 3 letters and they turn into two.
Oh, it's
But you got to
deliberate,
put a little
right?
dash, so it's
I
really three
know.
again. It's like there's
What's the benefit? There's no benefit
well, unless
except to
you're,
corrupt
yeah,
one of the
unless you're,
strongest commands we've ever had.
yeah,
I am.
yeah. If you're an evil sorcerer, man, that's very handy stuff, right?
Oh my
And
God.
it's in everything. It's in
Yes.
everything.
And I also remember a story because I would have been probably in like, I don't know, year four by this time. We were being taught all the joining words. So I was coming
Mm.
home with words like won't, don't, shouldn't, couldn't, wouldn't, all those. And my dad, for whatever reason, and I don't really remember why, I shall make a point of asking him. He took great offense to this, and he decided that I was speaking in slang and that he wasn't going, and he wrote to the school and he basically said Kelly's not allowed to speak these words and she's not allowed to come home and do homework on it, and caused this big kerfuffle around the don't, won't, shouldn't, couldn't, wouldn't, you know, and to the
Mm.
point where he actually sent me on the basis of this to elocution lessons. Can you believe that? I mean, of
Mm.
course, Campbell, it has served me well,
Yeah,
but
well, this is the thing. Elocution used to be important.
mhm,
If you weren't casting your spells properly, they take you to someone who taught you how to do it. And that's a perfect example, right? Couldn't, shouldn't, I mean, could not. It's a different feeling and energy, and it doesn't save much time saying
no.
couldn't next to could not. I mean, so yeah, the spelling, that's what they're teaching us.
I mean,
Spelling,
basically,
de-spelling,
all it is a way to
unspelling.
bring two different words together to make a corruption of the command.
Yeah,
Because you like saying could not is a weak sentence.
yeah.
Even that is, but to bring them together becomes like terrible,
Weaker, yeah.
terrible lack of energy, lack of command. You wouldn't say I could not. You would say it much more affirmative of that. Because what it does when it joins is it corrupts the affirmative nature of the command and puts it into the opposite. So
Mm.
couldn't or could not is like or should not, or would or would not.
Yeah, there's no command there, is there? It's very
No,
wishy-washy. Like I will
very
not
wishy-washy.
is a command. right?
But I will not, even that is not in the affirmative. You could say what it is, put it into a
Exactly.
sentence.
Yeah, yeah. Going back to the little word game that we had a few goes at, but yeah,
Yeah.
like how do you say that in an affirming way? Like I will not. It's
Well, give me one sentence. Give me anything. I will not comply to the
uh,
digital ID.
okay.
Now put that in its truest, most affirmative, powerful command.
Mm,
So what are you giving up when you comply to the
yeah, yeah.
digital
Like
ID?
the digital ID is wrong because it takes away freedom,
Hmm.
and I am a free man.
Oh my God, what a different statement. I am a free man versus I will not
I will not do it. I
comply
will not
to
comply.
the
Yeah.
digital ID. I am a free man. That is command.
And I heard when I was young, that the brain actually doesn't register negative.
No, exactly.
It's just
It's all part of the spells.
all it does is affirmative. So when you say I will not do this, your brain hears I will do this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's right. So, I mean, it's just like to learn as a community the next 12 months. I would say, if I was to summarize what this journey is going to look like for us, it's going to be really founded on the language. The
Mm,
language to me, because, right, one thing you've got to understand, I think, Cam, is that no matter what actions we take, if our language hasn't been reinstated to its God truth, then it won't matter what actions you're taking. You'll still be dependent on them,
mm,
whether it be on the, I mean, in with all honor and
yeah,
respect, whether it be on the elders or on the sovereigns who are dealing with the Bible. Like it's still, whereas, like if you learn the language as you're going, your commands are getting stronger. Your commands are sharpening. Your
yeah,
reality will be shifting as a result through doing that alone.
yeah, yeah. I was just thinking like inside the system, it's demands, right? Outside,
Mm-hmm.
it's commands. Like one you're creating whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one, you're asking something to change that's already there.
Yes.
You're asking the rulers to be a bit nicer to you. We demand you
Yes.
do this,
Yes.
rather than I command that everyone is a free man and woman walking the earth in abundance. That's a different thing to, oh, can't you just lower the prices in the supermarket or can't you do this, please? We command you. I voted that you did this.
Mm.
It's very weak.
But again, you have to make it's a sovereign journey. That
Yeah.
part is true. So you can't command anyone else, anything
No.
for anyone else. It
No.
can only
Yeah.
be, you can only command from your
Well,
God to your God.
yeah, 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 exactly. Demanding is other people. You can demand, not that it
Yeah.
means anything.
Yeah.
You can believe you're demanding them. They don't have to listen. But that's all outside of that's religion, right? That's the God
Hmm.
outside, the powers outside.
Fuck yes.
Command, it's inside you, and you're
Yes.
projecting it forth into
Yes.
reality.
Yes, and my being is as ancient as they fucking goddamn come. Like I am old. I am an elder. I am a sovereign elder. And
Mm,
I reject the Bible in everything that it stands for. I am past that because my past lives have never included it. This is unique to now in this little trap that we're in. It's not coherent with anything else I've ever experienced. So I
mm,
am beyond that book and beyond religion. And that's who I am as a person who's very fucking ancient, man, as we all are.
mm.
Like, and the only thing that's truly been corrupted in me is language
Yeah.
and my memory.
And in the Bible, there's the Ten Commandments. But again, it's reversed, right? You can only command yourself. If someone's commanding you, that means you're a prisoner.
And you're being demanded. It's
You're
a
a
demand.
slave. Yeah, it's the command is their demand, and but the command is you don't have a choice because you're in a cage and they supply the food and they got whips, right? That's so. I mean, commandments. If you shouldn't listen to them from anyone, especially from some dude who, if you don't listen to him, wants you to burn in hell, and he's going to go and raise cities to the ground, including all the animals. Right? That's the dude
Mm-hmm.
who's putting the commands out there.
And
So,
isn't it funny how that one action from this engineered book, an engineered parasitic religious agenda, stole the word command? Because you were brought up in the Western world to believe the commandments Word,
Oh
that
my
was it.
God.
Done and
Uh,
dusted. Your moral code done. Here's your
yeah,
commandments.
yes.
That's it. No more need to command anything. Here are the commandments. And that was it. Most people don't ever use the word or have the thought in their head that they're in a state of commanding reality because it got hijacked by
Hmm.
this fucking agenda.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's everywhere. The chain of command, like it's literally being inverted and used for the wrong thing. It's being used as the slave owner, right? The authority, the authors, they use it
Yep.
to tell you what to do.
Yep.
So yeah, start commanding yourself.
And that's all you can do.
Yeah.
Truly, it's to command your own God. That's it. But to learn how to command again in truth. Oh man, delightful. To command from the heart and not from the victim and tyrant. Oh my God, we are going to have so much fun with this. There is that is unlimited possibilities and potentials in all direction.
Mm,
That is making known the unknown. That is the human mandate. When
mm.
you're in a state of commanding your God through correct language. And it all connects to unification and love. That's the beauty of it. I am excited, Cammy.
Yeah, and then this is, the journey we've set for ourselves in the next 12 months, basically, learning all this stuff. And, like you said, one of the biggest parts is understanding who you are, right? It's an inner journey. No one can do this for you, right? No, you can't pay someone to fill out forms and suddenly you're free because in the time we are, you're still going to have to deal with, imposed authority. So you're going to be the one at some point, it's going to happen. You're going to be standing by yourself and you're going to have to stand in your power and command yourself properly and use your spelling properly to get around this, to understand who you
We
are and let them understand who you are and how it's going to
mhm.
go down.
We're
So it's a
so
journey.
sorry, man. Go on.
No,
It's a bit of a lag.
I'm
Bit of a
done.
lag.
Sorry. Bit of a lag. Sorry.
Just a little one. The I would say we are so weakened by this lack of command of our own reality that we can't even command ourselves to be well. We can't even command ourselves not to get sick. We can't command fucking shit anything. We're so weakened on this, and it's okay because we have got to the end of this journey, and now the next step is to reinvigorate what command means from the heart center. And that's a very cool place to begin this sovereign journey. And I tell you what, we met an amazing woman, Cassandra. Call out to Cassandra, who was just like so hilarious, who came to the event. And her despelling etymology was just excellent. We're going to definitely partner with her with the new range of TA t-shirts. We're going to go hard. And alongside that, Cam, when you submit to the articles and stuff to the newspaper over the next coming years, there's going to be also, while we go through this journey in 2026, we are going to put together and publish an anthology of despellings so that we have literally got our own dictionary going. A Tartarian Australia, like a dictionary of true word language
Wow.
commands.
We can
And
call it
everyone,
the Fictionary.
the fictionary, Fictionary,
Fictionary.
the Fictionary, and everyone can submit their despellings until we have, a beautiful published book we can all buy, which has the collective despellings all there, and
Mm,
start to actually, reteach ourselves what it means to be fucking gods.
mm. Yes. Yeah. And command it. Like be the commander of your own future, your own reality, or your own now, I guess it is. Um, so yeah, and that we'll be opening up. So if you've got any, write a list and we'll be asking for them in the future, all this spelling.
Why not? Why
Because
not
it's
start
everywhere.
publishing?
Yeah, yeah.
If
Also,
we can produce a newspaper, we can publish books.
oh, of
And why
course.
not start to compile this sort of topic? Yeah, as we're going. And I think a book of despellings will be will be powerful service for our
Mm,
whole community. And that, I'm very interested now in the experiment is if we can get our heads around the language, will it
yeah.
also change our realities in such a way that you
It's,
just stand
it's
there at the end of it and suddenly, oh my God, you're free.
it's a good
You're
experiment, right?
free
It's a great
because you
experiment.
commanded your God to be free in the
Yeah.
right words.
Because yeah, exactly. Like this could be the whole problem is we just don't know how to command our God, right? The person who can, our higher self, whatever you want to call it, right? Our energetic self, we're not commanding it properly. Like we said, sloppy commands it gives sloppy results, right? If you're not specific in what you say, then your God is not specific in what you get. So it could
Hmm.
change this could be the key. We don't know. But it's a fun journey. It's a good experiment. And, I'd say to everyone, just try and catch yourself when you're saying negative things that don't mean anything. And then, turn it into how do I say that in the positive? How do I say that in the affirmative? Not I don't like this. How do you re-say that? Let's
It
start
was
getting into it.
one of the fun games. One of the funnest things about being at gatherings is that you can start to replay games, not board games, not card games, but actual mental games. And one fun one that Nadesh actually call out to Nadesh. Sorry, I'm cold and warm at the same time.
I know.
Um,
Yeah. Can't say the
one
top of
of
your head again. Every video you cut off there.
oh, does it matter?
No,
Are you
not really.
missing my forehead?
Just yes. How big is your head? Have you got a cone
No,
head,
it's big,
Kelly?
man. It's big. Um, the with this game was that you say a sentence and you have to get out all the joining words. You have to take them all out, all of the joining words, all of the meaningless words, until you have found a way to speak it in a way that's absolutely true to what you're trying to say. It's a very fun game. You do not realize,
Hmm.
like just said, you do not realize how
Negative.
often you speak in doublethink. You do not realize. So if I was to say you do not realize how often you speak in doublethink, like I could find a way of saying that now that
Hmm.
was exactly what I'm trying to say, but even better.
Yeah. Have you ever realized that the majority of the words coming out are negative? Is that right?
Okay. The point is, it's a super fun game, and there's lots of
Yeah.
fun mental games that we can play with each other that we just don't do. That will really help. That will really help because we kind of got to go back to how old were we when we started to learn language? Three, four, five. We were
Young. Yeah.
toddlers.
Yep.
So
Didn't even know.
that's
Yeah.
why, and that's why the imagination is going to be a key to this because we have to go back to the time when we learnt all these words and unlearn them.
Yes.
So
Yes.
lots of fun and games,
And
Campbell. It's all about
we
fun and
need
games.
more games because we can't be in the 2D world now. So we're going to have all this time, right? We can't be on there as much, scrolling, wasting time. We need games. Bring back the board games. Well, board game is another one, right? Should be fun interaction,
Yeah.
fun game, not
Yeah.
bored. You don't want to be bored.
Yep. Yep.
That's a board
Yeah.
meeting. Board meetings are boring, but not board games.
Well, I mean, yeah. So, I mean, like, it's a good time for the mental games to re-emerge into our reality. I think it's the only way. We have to get back
Yes.
into that. It's much easier to learn when you're playing like kids would play than it is to try to scull through, really dense, like fucking legalese books and really dense
I
affidavits and
know
really
I
dense,
know.
like, it's so much more fun when you understand that we have to return to being 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds to relearn language.
Hmm.
And from that perspective, I believe
Rewire
our
our
adult existence
brains.
will all shift in accordance with our
Yes.
commanding our own space. True
Yes, and
people.
we do have a game that will be launched in a couple of months for Christmas.
Ooh, that's fun,
So
isn't it? I'm all
keep
about the
that
game.
down unless you got someone that you want a conspiracy theorist in your life that you want to buy a present for. Well, hold
Yeah,
up.
man.
The announcement
Yes,
will be
yes.
coming in a few months.
And this game just got innovated around some bottles of wine at the farm with
Yep.
like our friends and just having fun with this idea and how it played out. And it was just like cool, man. It's cool. Like how many things can we are in a state right now where really we as a community can really engage in anything. So, this whole imagination, fun games, language, de-spelling, childhood, toddler, all accumulates to us all being, what would be the word? Having fun adventures together.
Yeah.
Having fun adventures together. Hmm.
Yes. That's a correct sentence. Very commandful of you. So there you go,
No,
guys.
it's not because having
Having
shouldn't be in there. Not
having.
having, that's a joined word.
Oh, with the yes, okay. Yes. This is going to be an interesting year.
Our community, no,
We
Tartaria Australia has fun adventures.
Yes.
Tartaria Australia has always, or always, that's a joint word. See, it's fun to play. You can really like play with it for a long
Always.
time.
A lot of despelling to do, guys.
So
So
yeah,
yes,
so
if you've signed up, this is coming soon in the mail.
yes.
We'll be starting to send them out in the next week or two. And if you haven't
And you
signed
can
up,
still sign up.
yeah, well, we'll release the is it still on our website,
You can,
tartariaustralia.com?
if you haven't signed up for your free edition, go and do that right fucking now. It's on
Make
the
sure
homepage of the website.
your whole address. For some reason, there was this really weird thing. People would give us a number and a street and no suburb or state, or they'd give us
Yeah, it was
a
odd.
street and a state, and like just please, number, street, suburb, state, postcode. We need it all.
Country.
Country.
But I'm just taking that as phase one of this experience because I will change all of that. But you can go onto our homepage. You can apply for the free edition. This is the one that we're going to send to you. We're going to post all around the world, and then hopefully you decide to subscribe to it and
Mm.
help this thing become amazing. Because for the next edition, we are really much saying if you want to submit, subscribe,
Yeah.
right?
I mean,
Submit,
yeah.
subscribe.
We've funded this whole thing, and we're sending out. It's going to be like 700 or 800 newspapers. Done all the work, done all like refunded it. So if you like it and you want it to continue, you have to subscribe, basically. So make sure
Well
you do.
said, Campbell. That was a very clear command.
Thank
I
you.
felt very satisfied in that sentence. It said exactly what you wanted to say. And it is true. That is the truth. And this thing has legs. This newspaper can grow way, way, way bigger than what it is now. I mean, the articles, the contents, the submissions, the solutions, the theories, the inspiration. It's going to just get more and more and more elegant, more well
Mm,
crafted, more fascinating. All offline. It's going to be and bring together the communities all around the world. Like so the next edition, if anyone caught last time's podcast, we're going to focus it in on the
mm,
theme of identifying all around the world, all the restricted areas of the map, all of the forbidden areas, all of the reserved areas, all the national forests you can't enter, all the land mass of the land that we have no access to, and put that into a much broader picture. I
mm.
think it's going to be amazing for everyone to see. We'll be quite astounded in South Australia, here in Australia, we're literally looking at there's more forbidden area than
The
areas you
size
can
of the
access.
UK. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, and if that story's playing out all around the realm, then we're going to start to be able to actually see a world map that is going to be fascinating for us, sovereign man, woman of the land. And I think it'd be so the newspaper lends us to being able to do themed things where we can all
Yeah.
contribute from our perspective all at one time on a certain topic, which I
Yes.
just think it's going to be fucking beautiful and fascinating.
But you can submit anything you want. It's
Mhm.
still open. That'll just be like a section of it, but we want all your stuff. And like this first newspaper, it's great. There's so many cool articles in it. Like
Yeah.
it's really cool. And
Yep.
there's even like a singles thing in here. If you're single, we've got frequency weapon penis plague. Do you want to read about the penis plague? What do you want? Um,
I reckon you do.
Life path. Oh, here we go. Here's your friend.
Oh, yep. 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 Mhm.
Sure. Default microphone has changed. Do I sound different?
No, you're right.
I'm all
For a
right.
moment there, but you're fine, whatever.
But it's actually really cool. Like it's 72 pages of articles. There's some interesting ads. There's people, doing healing and stuff, starting businesses. And if you're looking for anything like that too, like perfect place, right? If you're looking for some healing or anything, get it from within the community, right? And you
Oh, it's
know
so
that
good
they're
like
your
that.
people. You can trust them. That's
Yes.
another big, push to do it, to
Mm.
start our own internal, so we can all
Yes.
use each other's services, right?
Yes, 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 yes. It is a platform for you guys to promote your great works, promote
Mm.
your great businesses, your services, your innovations, promote your events, promote your gatherings. Like all around the world. This is the place that you can specifically promote to our TA audience worldwide. And that's fucking cool. That's just cool. That's just cool. It's just cool.
Yes, they're going to be in dunnies everywhere before you know it, guys. So get into it. Um, yeah, I think that, geez, we've been going about 2 hours. That went quick, didn't it? So,
Have we
um,
now?
yeah.
Sorry, everyone. Yeah, but good, 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 good. Good to get our head.
Don't
So,
say
I
sorry.
mean,
We were interesting.
no, I mean, like, really good to like start to identify what this sovereign journey is going to be for us. And definitely it's going to be about how the shift in our language shifts our reality, which shifts the pathway through all of this. And yeah, I mean, and right back into the heart. So fuck yeah, mate, I'm excited. So what have we got coming up, Cam?
Oh,
We've got,
yes. Yes. Well, we've also got a tour to Pakistan. Link below, guys. If you're
is there a link
interested,
below?
we will put a link below, yes,
And
to
if
the
he doesn't put a
website.
link below,
It's Lost World Tours. .co.uk.
eerily similar.
I'll put it below. But yeah, if you want to know all the details, check it out. We're going January 17 to 31 next year. We're going to see like Mohenjo-daro. We're going to see the Sphinx that's out there and all these temples that are apparently natural geological formations. Lots of cool old world stuff. Tartaria. All the info on the website. Go check it out.
All right, everyone. Well, excellent. I'm pumped. I'm excited. Jolly Swag Tour with smash hit. Fucking loved every second of it. Loved meeting everyone. Loved hugging everyone. Loved kissing everyone. I mean, I've kissed so many people. I feel blessed and honored to have welcomed you to our home and this amazing event. And I know it's a memory we're all going to take forever and ever and ever to our through this lifetime. So wonderful, perfect, and thank you for trusting us to get your asses that far. And now everyone can look forward to the newspaper arriving in their mailboxes. Very exciting. And then there's other stuff, but
There's
I
other
can't remember
stuff,
what is
but
up.
well, there's other
Not
stuff
for
that we
today,
we'll
not for
let you know
today.
in the future. There is lots going on.
Yeah.
We'll let you know when that's all yeah, ready to go. So the big, massive thanks again to everyone who contributed and came to the Jolly Swag Tour, and made it such a success. Like it was great. Definitely went off without a hitch. Everyone, loved it. Good reports from everyone, and yeah, we loved meeting.
Oh, I know,
Mate.
Campbell. I remember the next thing.
Oh, the next, okay.
The next gathering we're going to have. This is
Oh,
interesting.
do I
So,
know about this?
yes, you do. The
Am I
next
about to
gathering that we're
learn?
going to publicly organize through our community is to go to the Blue
Oh,
Mountains.
yes,
We're
yeah.
going to go to the Blue Mountains. Of course, we're going
Oh,
to do a
this
show.
one.
And
Okay.
we're going to go and check out some of the awesome weird shit that's up there. But we're going there because Felice, who has written the theme song for Tartaria, is coming with us to a studio for 4 days. And we're going to invite all of the Tartarian Australian musicians who would like to come and spend 4 days camping out in a recording studio to see what amazing shit we make musically together. That's the
We're going to
next gig.
release a cassette tape, so go and find an old cassette player. We're going
We're
back to
going
the
back to the
80s.
80s. Cassettes. Oh my God, we're
Yes.
so bogan. I love it. I love it.
And in the future, coming up soon, we're talking about doing an online webinar, putting the show out. So, um,
I don't want to talk about that yet.
yeah, but let us know. Would you be interested in that? Like,
I don't want to
is
talk about
that
that.
something you would do? No, she doesn't want. It's not organized yet. But let me know.
But
Let me know. She doesn't want to know. Say, just use
I'm not
my
ready for that
name, and
one.
she won't read it. Um, but yeah, like because we like to get out in the 3D world and do that. But with yeah, it's an idea. So let us know. What are your thoughts?
I, on the other hand, very excited about this musical camp out. I think that's to be really exciting and fun to get all the musos together from within our community, for you to travel to the Blue Mountains and meet us there, for us to have an awesome couple of days together and actually be like having our campfire in the, not literally, but metaphorically in the recording studio, just to see what fucking cool shit happens and emerges from this consciousness musically. Why not? I'm very
Mm.
excited about that idea. So, if you are a out there in the world of Tartaria, Australia, then watch out for that one because it'll be a very unique, extremely fun thing to experience together. And
Yeah.
of course, we'll finally have our intro and outro.
Right. It's only taken
Fine.
5 years. That's all
Only
right.
taken 5 years, but we waited. We waited for the best.
Yes, yes, we did.
Soon we're going to sound like that, like a 70s vintage Australian like afternoon television show. Just so that
That
like
old Aussie sort of
old Aussie
accent.
sound.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I love it. I love
No.
it. But
Yes.
why not? Why not have a musical camp out? Think that's a fucking fun idea.
Oh,
All
I
right, Cam.
agree. And let's get back to it, guys. Thanks for joining us. Was that a good old
All
Aussie
right,
accent? I
Tartaria,
thought it was good.
Australia.
Woo.
Woo!
Yes. Love you all, guys. Stay awesome, and we'll talk to you all on the next upload.
Oh, we promise next
We
Friday
pro-
we'll be back on schedule.
Back on schedule.
And anyone who was at the event on the weekend who wants to get their shit together, remember, you can still join up to get your shit together. It's unlimited. Anyone can do it. You don't have to do it every day. It's there. We will be skewering it now towards the understanding how we're using our manifestation via command and language. So come and join us, guys.
Yeah, man, we're working out the manifestation manual. We're going to get this sorted.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Oh, I swore. Oh my God. See, you're an enabler. What a bad influence.
Mate, if I was an enabler, you would have had 2 joints by now.
Yes, and about 17 Fs. Yes.
All
All right,
right, everyone.
guys.
Lots of love.
Love you
Speak next
all.
week.
Bye.
Bye.
Give me a high romantic trees
with lots of palm trees, a sheep or two and a kangaroo, a clothesline at the back, veranda out the front, and an old rocking chair.
You know those suits and ties, they got no love for what's alive. It's up to you, it's up to me, my human family. The time has come, my friends, to steer your will until it bends. Fill your heart until it breaks, and breathe for goodness sakes, and let it break down. Let it crumble to the ground. Can't stop the love rising within. Our realm could be flowing with joy, and the people will wake and yearn to be free, and the system will break. What makes you feel alive? All those dreams you kept inside. Well, that little voice inside your head, you turn to it instead. You're watching the divide, you watch the conquering of minds, the broadcasting of spells, to make you feel unwell, to make you break down. But not this time around. You can't stop the love rising within. Our realm could be flowing with joy, and the people will wake and yearn to be free, and the system will break. When the sacred returns, all roads lead to peace, with antiquity to employ, and freedom will grow from mountain to sea, and Tartaria will rise greater than ever. stop the love rising within. Our realm could be flowing with joy, and the people will wake and yearn to be free, and the system will